Hey everybody, it's me again. Have you ever heard people tell you that gaming is just dead? There are no good games right now. Everything feels like it's just slop from the big AAA companies. Because I know that I've heard that sentiment a lot more within the past few years. You'll notice that a lot of those people who are saying those things are console gamers. And I got nothing against them. I started off gaming on console as well. But what you miss out on when you game on a console is the incredible supply of indie games that come out on platforms like Steam that just honestly have carried gaming for the last few years. So today, I actually want to show you guys how you can basically run your gaming PC as almost like a console in and of itself. That way, you get all the benefits of PC gaming with the simplicity of a console. So, right here is our unit for the video. This PC is a Ryzen 5600G CPU with a 3050 for the GPU. That means that it's competent enough to run almost any game that we would really need to play these days. Also has that nice 16 gigs of RAM in there. So, overall, pretty competent gaming system, especially just for a small one to keep by the TV. The operating system I've decided to go with for this video is Nobra. It's a Linux distribution that's basically optimized for gaming. As soon as you download the operating system, it already has Steam installed. So there are only going to be a few steps into this, and your PC will basically act like a Steam machine. If we take a look over at the screen here, you can see Nobra, which I already have running. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to access the auto start program, which is basically going to give us control over what programs are going to start up with the PC. So what we want to do is we want to add in the application of Steam. As I said, Steam is right in the PC, right when you first get it. So very convenient. You can see we have that as our main auto start option. We don't need to change any of the settings for that. We just need to make sure that it's there. One of the reasons why I decided to go with Linux for this is just because there's so much less bloat in comparison to Windows. So you're gonna get a boost in performance, especially with Steam's Proton conversion layer. If you guys are considering this for yourself, I highly recommend you to check out the website ProtonDB. That will give you stats on which games in your library are playable on Linux and how well they're going to do with that. In Steam, we'll want to go down to the interface option in Steam settings. And right in there, there's an option to start Steam in the big picture mode. We're going to want to select that, make sure that that's turned on, and then we can close out of that once it saves. And now, with both of those settings checked, we can go in here and we can tell the PC to restart. Once we tell it to do that, it will shut down and we'll see if this worked. And this will essentially launch Steam directly into big picture mode, which is going to give us the capability to essentially control everything from our controller. Basically, making it just the ideal gaming experience. Hopefully, the second generation Steam controller that we're getting is going to be totally awesome and can absolutely just handle everything. That would be the ideal way to do this with the Steam controller. That way you're going to get, if you want to pan back over to there, we just had it start up. And in a second here, Steam is going to launch into big picture mode. And now, we have our console experience. It's going to take us through that. And as you can see, Steam just works on here. So we can go in, quickly launch ourselves into any game that we want. My secondary drive didn't mount, that's all right. We don't really need to do much of a game, but you can see this is just a really good way to roll with everything. You can go in, you can easily install games from big picture mode. It's literally just what the Steam Deck uses, which makes for just a really great gaming experience. And as I said, Linux, if you want to pan the camera back over to me, Linux has gotten really good for compatibility within the past few years because of what Steam has done with the Steam Deck. Once again, before you decide to ditch Windows completely and try Linux, make sure to check ProtonDB, make sure all your games are compatible. Anything with kernel level anti-cheat isn't really supported on Linux right now. So let's badger those companies, really get them to take Linux seriously as an operating system. Hopefully we see the market share jump up when we get the Steam machines out there. But as you can see, we were able to do this entire process of getting the operating system. I didn't have to use the terminal to get the operating system set up. We didn't need the terminal to download Steam. We didn't need the terminal to have it auto start. We didn't need the terminal to have it go into big picture mode. This entire experience was done without using the terminal at all. That's how good Linux has gotten for the average person. And then the nicest part is, whenever we don't want to run Steam Big Picture Mode anymore and we want to use it as a regular PC, it's as simple as tapping the main button on your controller, going down to power, and choosing to exit Big Picture Mode. And now we're right back here on just a standard computer desktop. And it's Linux. There's not a ton of bloat running in the background or anything like that. It just works. This is a really great experience. I would love it if we could start seeing more PCs on the market that are shipping with operating systems like these. Ones that are really lightweight. A great way to breathe life into old hardware is just to install Linux on it, because there's so much less running in the background. You can get so much more efficiency out of it. People tested the Proton layer a lot when it first came out, when Valve first released the Steam Deck. And they found that some games actually ran more efficiently on Linux, running through a conversion layer, than they did natively on Windows, just because of how much less bloat was in Linux. This is a great way to get started with PC gaming if you don't want to have all of the different stores and everything like that. Just go with Steam. It's the most competent one. They have really good sales. You're going to be able to game for cheaper on PC than on console, because for Steam, there's just more competition. If you buy an Xbox, guess who you're buying all your games from? You're buying them all from Xbox. On PC, you have options. There's Steam, Origin, there's Epic Games Launcher and everything like that. There's options, so they have to lower their prices. This is an incredible way to get into gaming. It's an incredible way to make PC gaming so much more simple. And you can use a controller for just about any game. And if you can't, then it's as simple as hooking up a keyboard and mouse if you really want to. Hopefully the Steam controller comes along and makes everything controller compatible. I'm really hoping for that. It seems like it's going to be a really great piece of hardware. Can't wait to get my hands on it. I'll make a review of it when I can, along with the Steam Frame headset. But this here is just a great solution to get into PC gaming if you want that console-like experience. As I said, chuck it under your TV, and as soon as it boots, it's going to go into Steam Big Picture Mode, and you can do everything with a controller. Really great experience. So, yeah, if you guys like this video, comment, give it a like. Hopefully I can make some more videos like this in the future, get some more people into PC gaming. You just have so many more options on here. There's so many great indie games that don't exist on consoles. One that I've had tons of fun with lately is RV There Yet. That game is just incredible dumb fun, and being able to hop onto that and play it with my friends, play it with some roommates, it's a great experience. And I was hoping to play it with another one of my friends, but all he has is an Xbox. And RV There Yet is not on Xbox. It's indie games right now that are holding the gaming industry together. It's what's making things really fun. It's what's keeping the industry alive. And so to be able to have all of the indie games, all the benefits of a PC with the simplicity of a console is just great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!